Well, I'm going to take a break from picking blueberries and do some cleanup with the 120 and the grapple. Uh, a while ago, I pruned this crepe myrtle up quite a bit so I could run a tractor through here. And I piled all the branches here, and eventually I thought I would get them out of here. Well, now I have to get them out of here because the tractor can't go through here anymore because it's just sort of grown down. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this cleaned out of here. I got some logs I need to pick up, and I need to pick up some trash from over there. So we'll get the 120 out with the grapple on it. So here we go. We'll get started with this brush pile that has all this grass grown up around it. We've got the grapple coming up, just opened up, and we'll try to get underneath the brush, not dig up too much grass. It's kind of hard to get this stuff once it's grown up a little bit here, so we might leave a few sticks behind. So what I try to do is come up to the pile and push it forward a bit, and then roll over it, compress it down, and then I put the clamps down on it to try to grab it. Usually I end up getting most of it this way. This time probably going to miss a little bit. So those few sticks I missed, I'm going to pick those up by hand. You'll see them in the next screen here, just in the foreground. I'm coming around with the tractor now. It's often easier to pick up by hand just a few straggler pieces than to maneuver around with the tractor trying to pick everything up with the machine. So a while back I pruned up those crepe myrtles that are over on the left there and piled all the branches just next to the fence here. So what I'm going to try to do with the grapple is reach over the fence and pick up this brush and sticks that's been growing there. It's old stuff, so it's going to be kind of brittle, and I'll get as much of it as I can, and then we'll move on. So I'm going to add these sticks to those other pile of sticks that I just put out there, and try to just clamp them all up together and move them as one big pile. There might be a little bit left, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so here what I'm going to try to do is mash it all together, come in from the top, put the clamp on it, see what we get. It looks like we've got most of it, a few sticks behind, and now we're heading off to the edge of the woods. Actually, it's the edge of the bottomland. We're piling old logs, trees, all sorts of stuff. It's a place where things can rot down and we can push it into the bottomland and it sort of disappears eventually. We're approaching a gate here. I have to make sure the lift is up so all the branches pass through. Looks like we did okay that time. I've got the video speeded up here. I don't travel this fast normally in the tractor, otherwise it would shake all the branches loose. So here we are, we're approaching the brush pile. It's off the side of the pasture, down through a clearing in the woods, at the edge of the bottomland. I come in with the grapple. I can stack this stuff pretty high. Alright, so that takes care of that pretty much. We're going to move on to the next cleanup project now. So here's the next project for cleanup. Some time ago we cut down this big old oak tree. It was dead. It was too big to grind up right now. I put my hat on this to give it some scale, but we need to let it rot for a while before we take the stump grinder to it. And when we took the tree down, Jeffrey also cut some short logs out of the stump. The idea was we would come back later and split them up for firewood. But that never happened, and so now, after the rot has set in with them being on the ground for a while, it's time to finish cleaning this up and get this stuff out of here. Here I try to push stuff together to consolidate it a little bit so I can come around from the other side and grab hold of it. Alright, well, I'm coming in. I'll see how much I can pick up on this first go-around. It's sometimes kind of difficult to get everything at one go. And we'll just see what we do here. Yeah, so that one fell out, and we'll just go down with this stuff and have to push it back together again, and we'll go on from there. You can see the pile's pretty high here. It's almost as high as the tractor can lift, and I've put a bunch of stuff here, so every once in a while I have to go through and try to push it back, push it back down, push it further down into the bottomland. Okay, so now we're going to try to push this pile down a little bit. All the leavings from when we run the sawmill, the slabs from the sides of the logs that we cut off, they all go down here. You can see some of that flat wood there. That's from the sawmill. And when we prune up trees and clear out brush, all that stuff comes down here and gets piled up, and so every once in a while I have to go through and try to push it further down in, and push it down so I can still lift stuff up over it, and it rots down, and eventually we'll fill this area in, and sometimes we go on to another spot, but there's still quite a bit of room to put stuff here. Sometimes the grapple tine will spear a log or branch, and it gets hung up like this one you see here, so I have to shake it around a bit to try to clear it out of there, and then keep pushing it further down in. The other thing I have to be careful of is I think the tractor, especially in four-wheel drive like it is now, I think it's actually stronger than the grapple. And so I need to be careful and not push things too hard. I need to lift and push and take care with it, make some progress, but not go in like I've got some big huge bulldozer and just push and push and push. I'm afraid I might wreck something if I actually go too much with it. So here we are back up at the stump with short log sections. I'm going to try to pick up all three of these, see if I can do that in one go. So what I try to do is push it together, then rotate the grapple over, and then clamp it from the top like this, and we'll see what we get here. Looks like I got all three of those log sections with maybe some other trash too. So that looks like that'll be good enough to clean this spot up. I'll push some of that trash in towards that stump, and that should be good enough for now. Well, we've got the log sections all down on the pile here. I think that's enough of this cleanup stuff. I'm going to go back and start picking some more blueberries. And there's plenty of blueberries to pick. The branches are bent down low with the weight of the blueberries. We're getting a really good crop this year. I'll give you an update how things go on that in a future video. So thanks for watching Longleaf Sheep Hill Ranch. There's a spot you could subscribe here. Also, there's another video that you might enjoy if you take a click at that one off to the right.